He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hiddeth his eyes shall have many a curse. Proverbs 28, verse 27. Hey fam bam, it's me, just Londa. Have you subscribed? Have you joined the fail? Bam! Join the madness, join the fun. It's me, just Londa, and someone asked me about these brushes. So few years back, I ordered the 21 set, MUA Live brush set, and they wanted me to break it down a bit more. They was like, so what do you do with these brushes? I was like, well, maybe I just didn't talk about them as much because they're Morphe brushes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just went kind of through the motions and just didn't, maybe I didn't explain myself a bit better. So I think I did that with this video. So this is part A. So we are only talking about the eyes, or what I were considered as the eye brushes. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 brushes, what I would be considered the eye brushes. And I did this whole entire eye look with only these brushes. Typically I would pull out a sable hair brush to use, but I didn't. I used all these brushes, and I'm rambling, and we're just gonna head and roll that beautiful baked bean footage. Alright fam bam, so we are starting out with a bare face. Okay, I'm going to start off with the eye collection here. If you want to see my first initial review, I'll link it above here. Now I did add in this brush, which is not a Morphe brush. This is a brush from Makeup Shack. I love Makeup Shack. They are affordable. This is a sable hair brush. I love sable hair brush for putting shimmers on my eyes, so that's why I've included this brush in this, because there is no sable hair brush at all in this. These are all synthetic hair brushes, and they're kind of stiff when it comes to like what's supposed to be like your eyeshadow base brush, or which I really can't really tell, but because 2 of these are supposed to be like flat shader brushes, but I can't really tell the difference out of these 3, which one's a which. I'm going to assume that this one is the eyeshadow brush, and assume that this one is probably an eyeshadow brush as well. I don't know, but I'm going to actually use this one as a lip brush. So I'm going to actually use this one here, and it has like a little flat, so it looks like a fingertip. Right, all these brushes have, the ones that are like flat shader brushes, they have like a fingertip look to them, and I'll try to put a closer caption of it closer for you. So I'm going to use this as a base, but I'm going to use this to put concealer underneath my brow. I'm going to take the Morphe brush that looks like this, and I am going to start brushing up my brows. And I'm just going to go quickly into it because, we done the ABC 1, 2, D brows, so you know how to do brows. So I'm just going to go straight away into it. Now there are 4 types of blending brushes in this kit. So you have smaller a smaller hair brush that looks like this. Ugh, focus. There we go. And then we have more of I'm gonna say this is like a medium size blending brush, related to the same shape almost. These 2 brushes here are more like this is what I would probably use more for my backdrop, and this is what I would use more for blending, like in my crease, the first colors. So I'm probably going to use this one just to kind of blend out this. This one's a little bit more fluffier, a little bit, yeah, this one's a little bit more fluffier. So I would definitely use this for blending out like my concealer on my eye, putting on my backdrop on my eye, which I'm going to do right now as well. Actually, no, I'm not. Now, this brush right here has like, it's more of a pinch ferrule. So this one you can definitely use to get into your outer V as well. I'm going to use, this is, I believe, like the second to the larger of the flat brushes. But I'm going to use this to pick up my base, which is a cream base from MAC. It is the paint pot in the color Born to Beam. So that's what I'm going to use as a backdrop. Now, I must admit, I do like the way that this does apply for cream bases, cream shadows. Like, that was really easy, but Paint Pot's so great. MAC has, I wish MAC will come back out with all these colors that they used to have. I'm telling you, MAC used to be the stunner. They were the stunner for a long time. The brush, again, that I'm going to use for my backdrop looks like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some of MAC Extra Skin Dimension as my backdrop. And probably a little bit onto my brow to kind of mute it out. So this is what I'm using. So I'm going to use 2 palettes, one from Huda Beauty, which is the nude palette, and then the other one from Bad Habit. I know you can't get this one anymore, but I'm sorry. And she is a dupe of the Pat McGrath. I'm going to take, this one is more of the flatter blending brush, and I'm going to go in with the 2 brownie colors here. Just dip in between the 2, and I'm going to start putting that into my crease to warming up everything. Using circular motions actually really helped me in this case. Sometimes I'll go windshield wipers, but for the most part I will do circular motions to buff it into the skin, into the backdrop that I actually put on. Using more of the fluffier brush here, I'm actually going to go into the deeper color of this brown, and I'm going to pick up using the tip of the brush and then put that into the crease. So I'm going to start trying to make a seamless color splotch. So what I'm going to try to do is make a more of a gradual transition is what I'm looking to say. Okay. Now, if you notice, I did not take it all the way into the inner corner of the eye. That's not what I want to do. I want to have more of a smokier eye towards the outer part of the eye, so that's why I'm more concentrated here than anywhere else. Now this is actually really good. Like if you wanted to throw on some wing liner and call it a day, put something on the inner corner, you can actually do that with this. I'm going to take it a bit further because I want to at least kind of show off all these brushes if I can. There's no guarantee, okay, ma'am. So I'm sorry if I don't use them all, but I will do my very best. So this one, the flat shader brush that looks like this, the flat shader blending brush that looks like this, I'm going to pick up the deepest color in this palette, which is a matte black. And I'm just going to use more of it on its side, just like this. And I'm going to concentrate it right here on the outer V. I'm not going to bring it into the crease or anything like that. I just want to keep all the depth and dimension right in this outer V, C, U, any what do you want to call it. But that's where we're just going to keep that color at. And if you look, it looks like a gradual effect. This thing is so potent. What I'm going to use, actually, I'm going to use this one right here. And this is more of, let's see. This is more of a second, yeah, this is more of the second blending brush. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to use this to kind of diffuse anything else and kind of use it as a buffer or an eraser to kind of get everything to mesh well. Because that one, it's so fluffy but not dense. It's not stiff at all. It really has like a lot of give and a lot of movement. It's not going to do, like, it's not a heavy duty type of brush, if you catch my drift. And if you see, there's like a gradual of different colors coming into the outer V, looking smoky. And that's what you want. You want all your blend where it doesn't see where it transition. It just looks like a gradual, like a fade. You know, a haircut fade. You know what? Let me talk. Okay, so this is the same brush that I used to lay down this paint pot. I'm going to try this because these are like Pat McGrath special shades. I'm going to try to pick up this gold color and put that on the eye with this brush, which I'm figuring it's going to do well because of the type of bristle. So this is a, it's not a good, so it comes with a liner brush. This is not a good liner brush. A good liner brush wouldn't splay out as much, and the tip would be more of a pointed tip, where this is more of a flat tip. So I like stuff that's more of a flat tip when I used to work with gel liners because it's easier. You can get that point, you can get that crisp the way you want it, especially when it has like a gradual effect. This does not, so hopefully it will not be too wonky. Also, I used it a lot for putting on my lashes with lash glue, so it might not be that good. Just saying. Okay, so I'm just going to use this brush right here. It's a spoolie with an angle at the end of it. I actually prefer doing gel liners with angle brushes versus that brush, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to go into my powder, an eyeshadow palette, and throw on my brows right quick. Now, because this angle brush is a bit more flimsier, I don't have a lot of control with it. That's why I prefer this type of brush with doing liquid liners, doing gel liners, because it has a lot of movement. Typically, when I use a brush like this, when it comes to putting on my brows, it's something stiffer. But I'm trying to use all these brushes and show you how to use them more of in depth. Okay. Now, one thing I will say about this brush right here, I do love the spoolie on this brush versus this end here, which I'm probably going to use this to kind of clean up whatever I need. So I'm just going to wipe this off and use it as it to clean up. So we're going to go ahead and go into base. I do have 3 more brushes that we'll use later. Alright, so we have 3 more that we're going to use, right? I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to use these 3. I'm probably not going to use this one. We'll see. I'm not going to lie to you. We'll see. Let's go in with the one that's shaped like a pencil. So it's more of a dome shaped brush. Has a dome, it's a dome shape. So it's considered like the pencil brush. And I'm just going to go in with the deepest color here and start running that underneath. Actually, hold on. Let's do this right quick. Let's put some liner on. This is a liner that's discontinued. You can't get it any longer. Okay, so now that I've lined my eyes, made them watery, we're going to go in with that deeper color. And I'm just going to start, whoa, I look like I've been crying for a long time. Just going to go ahead and start going underneath that and smudging it out, but using it with that deeper color. Now, to brighten it up a bit more, like to soften up the blow, this is the brush that I did not use. This is more of a smaller blending brush. I'm going to go in with this tanny color here. I'm going to probably go in between these 2 colors here. And then I'm just going to soften that up some so it doesn't look so harsh. And I'm just going to reinforce it with this brush here, just to make sure that my sandwich is sandwiching. Good. The last brush that I'm going to be using is this brush here. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm going to use this brush here. I'm just going to use it for my inner color of my tear duct. Oh, that's so cute. You know what? Yeah, we'll go ahead and use the last brush. For the last brush, I am going to go in with this color here. And I'm just going to lightly put it right at the edge of the eye so it can meet up. There we go. And that same brush that we use to, you know, do like the mistakes and stuff like that, we can just kind of go over everything with it. So I'm going to fill my lashes and everything and show you the finished look. All right, fam bam, this is the finished look. Looking scrumptious. I mean, these eyes came out so well. I'm glad that I revisited all these brushes. I'm glad that I was able to find all these brushes because I did give some to my daughter because I do have loads of brushes. But okay, so we're talking about the eyes in this big 21 set, and it comes with a little case right here. You can put your brushes in there, but I got my other brushes in there. So I did this whole entire look with just these brushes alone. Just to recap, the liner brush, I don't like it. It needs to be stiffer. It needs to come to a point, and it does not. So that's one reason why I don't really like it that much, because if you're doing a wing liner and you want that sharpness, it's not going to give you that point that you need. Another thing that I really did not care for was the angle brush and the dual brush, because it's really flimsy. This is what I would more like to do my liner with, but this was more like to do for doing strokes and for brush hairs because it's on a spoolie. Now you don't have to use it to do brush hairs because I do like something that's a bit more stiffer to pick up powder when it comes to doing your brows. If you do have this and you feel like you're having a little bit of issues, that's if you want to do that. I do again have a whole bit of brow tutorial, link it up there. ABC 123 brows. It tells you like how to do your brows. But if you really want to use powder brows and you want to definitely use this brush here, all you really have to do is pick the product up and actually wet it. Now I didn't do that because I actually know how to work with the brush, but I just want to at least tell you like what you could do. Now because you are wetting that powder, the consistency is going to be a bit more thicker, so that way you'll have a bit more control of it versus the way I had to keep going back. Okay, The spoolie of it, it's really great. I do love this. I do use the spoolie a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was quite surprised to use this brush right here to pick up that the special shades. Like I said, it is a mimic of Pat McGrath's special shades, and I do like the way it picked up. I do like the way it did apply my base on my eye as well, which was a cream product. Typically I do use either a synthetic brush, or I'll use a sable brush. Sable brushes are just something that I prefer when it comes to putting shadows on my lids. That's just something that I prefer. You don't have to, clearly you don't have to, but that is something that I prefer, so it's totally up to you. These blending brushes here, like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So depending on your eye shape, I'm going to say you can use them all. You can use them all. Like I said, I like to use this one just to actually put into the crease. This is more of the flat head of the brush. It's more of a flat head, so this is more of my crease color. This fluffier brush is more that I use for a backdrop, where I can just kind of blend, and you can actually use it as an eraser as well. But I ended up using this one, which is the smaller of the two, as an eraser, and I can just get right into the nicks and crannies to basically not erase, but more of a blend, get it a better blend of everything. This one right here, if you really wanted to, you can actually be more precise with this one. This one is the more of the pinch ferrule. They will share the same purpose, to be honest with you, because this one has more of a flat. You can actually just kind of lay it down and then work the way you want to in your outer V and just stay in here. This one right here, you can just be right in your outer V, but if you really wanted to put this over and just keep it into the crease, this one would be good for it. But this one would work as well because this is a fluffy brush. Let's see. When it comes to a pencil brush, I do like my pencil brush to come to a point. As you see here, this one does not have a point. So focus. I'll need you to focus. Your focus need more focus. Hold on. Okay, it's not gonna focus. It's more of a dome shape. It's not coming to a point. I like stuff. I love pointed pencils, that brushes that comes to a point. That's because it's called a pencil point brush, not called a dome brush. But it did do the job, like just putting it underneath the lash line. It's good for that. This one right here, this one I really use this a lot too, just in a regular like when I'm picking up brushes, because I do like to get this right here into the inner tear duct of the eye, because it's so tiny. It just gets right here and just goes where it needs to go. So I do like this brush here. So I use this brush here just to kind of clean up underneath my brow. I did not really care for it like that, because I like something that's more of a flatter tip. This was a little bit too bulky, but you can definitely probably use this for putting a shimmer onto the eye. Again, I don't like using synthetic brushes for shimmers, but I was very shocked with that brush to put that onto the eye. But again, that formula, it depends on the formula. Let's go there. Well, it depends on the formula. So I hope that you enjoyed me going over more in depth of this 21 piece of the Morphe brushes. So yeah, these are the eye parts of the brushes. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, rate, and subscribing. All that, hold on, back up. What do I think? Do I think it's worth the money? If you can get it on a discount, if you can get it on a discount, I just feel like, I mean, yes, you get a lot of brushes. I just feel like it's not enough. Like, it's not enough. It's Morphe. Like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe if you can get it on a discount, yes. If you can get it on a discount, get it on a discount. If you can get it on a discount, get the brushes on a discount. That's all I'm saying. Get it on a discount. So now, on that note, fam bam, thanks for watching, rating, subscribing, all that good jazz that makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Peace and peace.